Welcome to the latest review episode of Record Night. I'm Ryan.
I'm Chris.
And today we are talking about the new Ufomammut album, Fenice.
I'm glad that you said their name because I was going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Ufomammut. Yeah, so why don't you, this is, God, they've been there since 2000. They got a ton of records, it looks like.
They do. They're one of those bands that I really wanted to talk about. And I like talking about them because they're like this kind of, they're not really like underground. Like people seem to like kind of know about them, but they're very underrated in the like sludge metal, post metal, doom metal communities. Like barely anybody talks about them.
Yeah, they're Italian, and I think they're on the same record label that's run by Neurosis dudes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way Neurote Records works is they pick a band. They only do bands that they like, is what it seems like, and they like Ufomammut a lot. And that's actually how I got into them. Is I read an interview with the dude being like, "Yeah, these guys do some cool shit." I was like, "Oh, I'll check them out." And what do you know? They do cool shit.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they're an Italian like psychedelic sludge is what they call it. They're like the creators of that genre.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been kind of like a three-piece, but this album is their first album with their new drummer.
Okay.
And all their albums are kind of like very like high concept. They've done some albums of like, it's like based on like numerology or based on religious stuff or, you know, different cool things like that. It's all interesting to listen to, and a lot of them are meant to kind of be like one big track.
Yeah.
With, you know, distinct different parts.
This one's 6 songs, this record.
Yeah, but a lot of kind of like references throughout, and they all like lead into each other. But yeah, they've made some statements about the album before we get into the review part that I like.
Okay.
So,
right.
The big thing with this album is they got a new drummer. They kind of thought that, you know, they probably weren't going to continue, stuff like that. But they said Fenice, which is Italian for Phoenix.
Nice.
That gives you an idea of kind of, you know, coming from the ashes, stuff like that. But they said Fenice symbolically represents endless rebirth and the ability to start again after many things seem doomed. It's a more introspective listening experience. It was conceived as a single concept track and then divided into 6 facets of this inward-facing focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then synth and vocal experimentation are much more prominently featured than ever before. That's kind of like their album release. Like, hey, this is what you're getting into.
Yeah. I had no frame of reference for Ufomammut. I've never heard them before. And they surprised me.
I love this band, and I think this album, like, it sounds like Ufomammut, which is cool. But there's something in there that it sounds like they're kind of having fun again. Like
this shit rocks.
I love it. They're so good with their riffs. So but they're just interested. It seems like they're interested in playing this stuff again. I think the new drummer seems to like breathe some more life into it. You're getting some different rhythms and stuff like that didn't seem super present on their past few.
So and man, what was I gonna say about Fenice? It's like, I after listening to like I said, 6 long tracks. So seeing it beforehand, I'm like, oh, I kind of know what we're getting to. Not really, because like the shit rocks. Like to say that you know, after I would been listening to a band we just listened to, and to come to something where I can just sort of like just do this, just nod my head to was nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I wrote down this record has a lot of super stanky moments. Like when you do the thing with Dre's like,
oh yeah, you get the stank face because the riff is so good. That's why I like this band. And if that's what you like coming in, if you know Ufomammut, everything you like about them is here.
And I don't think it's much. I think a doom band is not the correct term for them to call them doom metal. I guess you could, because it's slow. There's some sludge in there, but I I, I think but psych is definitely a good way to
Yeah, they refer to themselves as psychedelic sludge.
yeah. Um, do like standout tracks are honestly the opening track after they got through the 2-minute intro.
Yeah, which that's such an interesting track to me because they used to be a lot more kind of like stoner metal sounding.
uh-huh.
This feels like it has almost like a lot of like new metal influence on it, or like
Yeah,
groove metal.
it grooves a lot. It grooves big time. A lot
Yeah,
of this stuff
it's
does.
a little groovier than what they used to play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very head bobby, stank facey riffage.
Yeah, and I liked it a lot. Like, this is something I'll check out more because I need this in my life.
Yeah.
I need stankage. I need stanky face riffage in this, and it's standout tracks like Duet, and I liked Pyramid a lot.
Yeah,
So.
Pure Mind.
Oh, sorry.
That they do that a lot with their tracks, where it's like you're reading it and it's like they just kind of like mush a couple words together.
Oh yeah, like Metamorphoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, Psychostasia.
But
yeah, they mix in some like clean vocals in here. I like the way they do their vocals because they're like super buried in the mix, super reverby.
And yeah, like not exactly what you expect from doom metal vocals either. Like they're he's singing. You know what I mean? There's no growl involved, which is fine by me.
But yeah, I think Pure Mind might be my favorite because it actually feels like a climax to the album.
Mm-hmm.
Like Metamorphoenix was kind of the build up, and then it all kind of comes to a climax on Pure Mind. But yeah, they kind of explore the one riff, but it's got that real like, I guess like trance inducing quality to it, where it's like they like get into it and you've got this like wash of crazy sounds going on.
Imperials is very much a closing track though. Like you can feel it winding down, you know?
Oh yeah.
Especially this like 2 minutes and 47 seconds, they were just like, oh yeah, we're winding down. This is the record. And hey man, I'm fine with it.
I love the way that the band described Pure Mind. It's all encompassing in its riff worship and quasi religious climax of mantra esque vocals.
Man, I love how dirty it sounds. Basically, I'm a big guy. Like, I'm a big fan of the dirtiness of this of the sound of this record. And I also want to mention that there's also a limited edition of 660 copies of a vinyl version of this.
Mm-hmm.
So did you order that? Did you want to?
No, if it's still available, I might. Yeah. But yeah, it's like hand printed, hand pressed, and all that stuff.
Yeah, they have a record called Supernatural Cat, which, hey man,
that's their own personal label.
That's pretty badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do cool stuff.
Yeah.
I really like Ufomammut's art because I think they do it themselves. And it's, you know, a little bit more like abstract, but it's got a lot of cool like things you can discover just by looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know about those 666 pressings, both of them are out of stock right now.
Okay, well, makes sense. Probably forever, but the normal edition of the album still exists. But overall, I highly recommend this. It's decently. That's pretty long. It's about 38 minutes long, over 6 tracks. That's
not long. I mean, not for you.
Right. I mean, we did just do a review episode of 2 like hour-plus albums, but
goddamn,
I highly recommend this album.
I do too.
It's sitting so far as one of my favorites this year.
Oh, it's okay. Well, that's good to hear. I will be definitely listening to it more because I need this in my life.
Yeah.
After yeah. So Ufomammut, man, thanks a lot.
Check it out.
Thanks for
Check a look.
All right. We'll see you guys. I think that's it on this one, right?
That is.
All right. Well, see you guys later.
Review.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.